Now boys, what's going on? This is Yorkie here and welcome back to another episode of this FIFA 23 Tottenham Hotspur career mode. In this episode, we are going to finish off the January transfer window, which means more signings coming in, and you guys have smashed suggestions once again. The love and support and the amount of comments on that last episode was unreal, so pat yourselves on the back. But before we get into any of the suggestions, we have already made one transfer signing in this window in the last episode, and it's this man right here, Mohamed Samaka. Young French centre-back at 23 just kind of suited us. It was quite a realistic signing coming from RB Leipzig, and I really fancy his chances in the team. We needed a centre-back. There was no doubt in that. We now have more than enough cover there because my centre-backs were always absolutely knackered, and he had a pretty decent debut in that last episode. But since you gave me so many suggestions last time out, I am genuinely now torn for what we're going to do. We either need a right midfielder, a cam, or a striker. Now, we did talk about replacing Son and Kane. Not replacing them, just finding the next version of them as time goes on because both are getting older. I need to know and stop saying the word replace because that is not what we're trying to do. Son is having the season of a lifetime and Harry Kane just continues to do what Harry Kane does. Now, there was some really good suggestions for right midfielder, and I love the idea of Yorkiemann and also Baku, but the problem with Radel Baku is he went to Liverpool. So that's kind of, it's off the table already, but Yorkiemann could be a good one, but I don't know how long he's actually been at Leverkusen from Villarreal. And that's if we was going for right midfielders. There's definitely options that you gave me for the striker position. I'm still hot on the idea of signing Zaniolo because he can cover striker, cam, and right midfield. So I'm still very, very hot on the idea of going in for Zaniolo here. We've got like 100 million left. Now, João Felix was a great suggestion. The problem with João Felix is I don't think we're there yet. Like, when Son actually starts going down, then maybe that's when we make the big move for João Felix because he's going to cost an arm and a leg. For strikers, we got Timo Werner, who I don't actually mind. I quite rate him. I think he was fantastic for Leipzig, and it just never worked out at Chelsea. The system didn't suit him. We've got Moise Kean, Jonathan David, Guri, Daniel Marlon, CDK, I can't say his last name, Patson Daka. Obviously, we're scouting a lot of these players. Victor Osimhen was one that was recommended a lot. I think he would be a superb signing, but unfortunately for us, he's gone to Real Madrid. So that absolutely destroys the idea of Victor Osimhen. He would have been a beast for us, though, there's no doubt. So we've got a lot of options. Now, this one was really shoved in my face, and that is Cody Gakpo, and he's still not left PSV. Now, do I go all out and try and get Cody Gakpo, even though they're saying they won't sell him, so we'd have to pay that release clause? That is a big release clause. I'm not sure I can spend 113 million in this window on Cody Gakpo. I'm really not. That's quite realistic. Rafael Leao as well was someone who was recommended quite consistently. I really like Rafael Leao. I think it's criminal that he doesn't have a face in this FIFA. He's having a very good season, though, so he could be a good option. Definitely would retrain him to play striker straight away. Should have the attributes to play striker straight away. You never actually know how it's going to work out on FIFA when you sign a player if you can retrain them to that position. But I fingers crossed that if we did sign him, he could. Won't be cheap, though. 126 million is their asking price. They reckon we could get him for 100. So I'm not sure I want to drop that kind of money. Now, the next player who is just recommended left, right, and centre, I think it's because he's having such a breakout season for Napoli. He's turning into a little bit of a beast. Is the man whose name I can't say. Now, you've definitely been helping me in the comments section, but I still can't say his name. I think we can get away with calling him Kavicha. Isn't he like the Georgian Messi? Is kind of what they're saying. This could potentially be the right move. You guys really want me to sign him. Fits the team, he can play cam. My only issue is he doesn't cover right midfield, but if we sign someone who can play cam and striker, then Kulusevski and Edwards can play right midfield, and I don't have to worry about that position because then I have Madison, this guy, who can play cam. So that kind of solves that issue for me. He would definitely be the cheaper option as well, with them recommending him around 51 million. I imagine he's going to grow massively. You know already, we would not be paying anywhere near 51 million for this lad. Also, Napoli signed Wilfried Zaha, so they play in the same position, basically. And maybe he's not getting as much game time because Wilfried Zaha at 31 would definitely, in the prime of his career, want more game time. But I am going to let some of the scout reports come back. So we're going to go straight into games here and let some of the scout reports come back before we decide who we're going to sign. But before we can get into gameplay, we do have a short loan here for Ivan Illich. We're going to let him go out on loan. Hopefully he has a good time at Milan. He's still 22. I've seen it in the comments that some people think he wasn't a good signing for us, but he's still only 22. I do believe that he can grow. Dynamic potential this year, though, and the training has way less effect. So I'm definitely finding it more difficult to improve those players that aren't getting gameplay. But if he can go up to like 82, 83, he's definitely a good rotation centre mid then in the team. The starting 11 for the Wolves game will be this. Kane and Son up top, Maddison, Højbjerg and Basuma was the centre mids for this one. I'm going to go with that. Kulusevski, Sessegnon, Gehi, Tanganga, Simakan. It's definitely a much younger set of centre-backs, but I still think we should be beating Wolves. We are going to quick sim this one because we have a huge cup game to play and loads of transfers to do. But I would wholeheartedly imagine that we do get a victory against Wolves, and we do. It's Kulusevski in the 71st minute will give us a 1-0 victory. After the Wolves game, we're going to stay in the West Midlands for the FA Cup match against Birmingham. We certainly should be able to get a win here. In my mind, we're going to quick sim it. Starting 11 will be Richarlison and Son. Now, someone did notice this before. When Lloris isn't in goal, it has been automatically giving Tanganga, the centre-back, the captain's armband, which definitely isn't something that I spotted. So thank you very much for spotting that. From now on, it will probably be Son or Kane who will get the captain's armband when we don't have Lloris in net. Another good quick sim result. Richarlison with the only goal in this game. 1-0 victory against Birmingham. And that means we'll make it through to the next round of the FA Cup. I have pinpointed both cups this season of opportunities to winning trophies with Tottenham, which is something we definitely need to do. Just off the cabinet a little bit and get a trophy in there. Next up then is the EFL Cup game in which we can make it to the final. I firmly believe we're going to be playing against Manchester City in the final. But it's an opportunity for a massive cup final at Wembley. We're going to go with this team though because we are in the cup, Reading are in the championship, and this team should be able to get the job done. Harry Kane as captain, as I mentioned, Ivan Toney next to him, Kulusevski just in behind them, Spence at right mid, Sessegnon at left mid, Modric, Basuma, Romero, Tanganga, Gehi, and Lafont in net. I don't know much about this Reading side apart from this is a little bit of a kit clash, so I do apologise. It didn't look like it was going to be. The kit looked way more pink, and they've got Enner Valencia on the pitch. So Enner Valencia plays for Reading. Who'd have thought it? The rain might make this one quite difficult. That's for sure. Because I can barely see. That's a great ball into Ivan Toney. And that was a great touch from Ivan Toney. I thought number 14 there was actually our player. That is infuriating, this kit clash already. It's going to drive me insane. Make the game much more difficult. I also need to remember in this one, we are a goal up. So I don't actually need to be super aggressive. That one into Modric. Modric then into Harry Kane. Harry Kane did really well to find Ivan Toney, surely to... Oh my God, he's put it beyond the post. I was going to say surely to end this cup tie and it be over and done with. But he's dragged that wide of the post. This is nice playing behind now to Hassan. I felt like we were getting the block in, but that's all it took. One moment on the attack for Reading, and they've managed to make it 1-0. 2-2 on aggregate. Romero gets caught in no man's land, but I thought I'd got over quick enough with Tanganga, but no, he needs to stick a foot in there at least to block that ball. Didn't seem like he made enough effort, Tanganga, and I've been really critical of him this season, and I'm going to stay critical of him, to be honest with you, because there... I think he should have done better. Kulusevski now, well, he needs help. He needs runners of some shape or form. He didn't get a Modric now. Into Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney around to Harry Kane. Why are we putting everything beyond the post? Harry Kane is usually nailed on to find the back of the net here. But no, unfortunately, it's gone wide. Target practice is going to be what we're doing in the training next, because that's like 4 shots now and none of them on target. We haven't even tested the goalkeeper yet. Luka Modric again now. At least it's on target. Forcing a save out of the keeper. Never really knowing those moments because it's going through a crowd of players, whether the goalkeeper's going to be unsighted, and you score the goal, Tanganga! Oh, what a save. To be fair, I think that would have been blocked on the line if he hadn't have done that, but I'm going to aim for similar again, and it's going to be Tanganga again, is it? Oh, he wins the header again. That is unreal from him. That was a really good take as well. I'm going to try and get that one out to Luka Modric. We're going to try and just knock that one over for Kulusevski, but it's straight at the keeper. Southwood is having a good day in goal. Romero now bringing that forward. Got Ivan Toney. Kulusevski. Back out to Sessegnon, and Sessegnon's probably wondering where Harry Kane was there, although he's going to have Luka Modric in a decent position. Not good enough. Ivan Toney down to Kulusevski. Oh, what another great save from the Reading goalkeeper, who is definitely... clinging on for dear life to keep them in this match. Another good corner here would be good. Kulusevski is blocked. Can we win the second header? We can't. Romero can't win it. And that probably will be the halftime whistle. And it is. And it's 1-0 Reading at halftime. And I have no clue how. Yves Basuma's won the football back. And he can run. And he can play in Harry Kane. And Harry Kane is in a very dangerous position for Harry Kane to be in. And he will make it 1-1 on the night. And 3-2 on aggregate. And that, at this current moment in time, sees us through. And you can bet that I am now going to hang on for dear life so that we make it to a final. Spence picks the ball up there, finds Basuma, who's going to find Kulusevski. Oh, nearly finds Harry Kane. There's just these brief moments where if that pass goes through, we are in a very dangerous position. I still fancy Reading can score again. I've got to be honest, as the handball is given there. I still just fancy Reading can come up with something out of nowhere, and it's going to destroy my soul. Kulusevski, great turn. Kulusevski then is going to find Ivan Toney. Now, this really would finish off the tie. Great strength from Ivan, and he does find the back of the net. That's a big moment for Ivan Toney, and it's a big moment for this Tottenham side, because that should definitely seal the final. Might be seen as wild decisions, but Kulusevski and Harry Kane are coming off. Lucas Moura and Edwards are going to come in on because, to be honest with you, we've got a Premiership game coming up in a few days, and I want those boys to be fresh for it. On the ball back, and now it would not surprise me if we can just go on and dominate this match and get a couple more goals, because Reading as a Championship side, well, in Romero, should be quite comfortably beatable. That was terrible from Sessegnon. Reading are going to throw it out there to Atkinson. What can they do now? That's not bad. Ball inside. Oh, Font, you've got to do better there, pal. He was terrible in terms of positioning. Sar's going to make it 4-3. Am I going to be punished for making these substitutions? It's an unbelievable header, by the way. He gets so much power on it, but his positioning is just so poor. He's kind of too close to being in the back of the net already, Lafont. Well, this game just kicked up a notch, and I was not prepared for it. Oh, that was clever by Edwards. Nearly got taken out, to be fair. Sessegnon now. He's going to try and play that into Lucas Moura, and that is a good touch. But Moore is back defensively sound there from Reading. Well, Sessegnon's won the ball back, and if he plays that one into Lucas Moura, it's going to be tight. Lucas Moura couldn't get the chip. Can Modric fire off a goal from that position? That would have been massive. He's going to win the header. He wanted it more there. That is unbelievable. Spence has been found now. If he whips that one into Ivan Toney for another great save from Southwood. That was a great ball. Oh, Romero's messed up again. Romero's messed up again. And Reading will make it 2-2 on the night. Oh, 3-2 on the night, sorry. Oh, I am absolutely fuming at that from Romero. To think that Ivan Toney only a moment ago nearly scored. This comeback from Reading has been unreal. Romero's been so good all season. It's painful to see him make that kind of mistake. Valencia in there to Hassan. It's caused me a lot of issues today. Going to try and cause me more issues. Can we get this ball away? We can't. It looks like it's going to extra time, unless they score now, which they definitely could do. They don't, but they're going to recoup the football. It's 3 minutes added on. Oh, if they score a goal here now, that would be devastating. Although we've managed to break away, and the referee blows up as we break away. Is it straight penalties? I don't think it is in a semi. It is straight penalties, and I absolutely suck at these. Would have brought on different penalty kick takers. I know this was going to be the outcome. Well, then Ivan Toney maybe should have had more power, but it's going to find the back of the net. Up steps Hassan, caused me tons of problems, and he's done it again. Well, Luca, I need something special now, mate. I'm going to give this quite a bit of power. Hopefully enough direction. That was perfect bottom corner. And at Valencia now. Can we save this one? Lafont. No, they've gone that way twice now. Lucas Moura. Got to be perfect. Maybe needed more power. Are they going to save it? No, they're not. We do manage to find the back of the net. Just need one save, I feel. Ajaria. Lafont will save it. Massive moment. Well, Sessegnon, the youngster. Can he score? Yes, he can. 1 foot, potentially, in the final. All kinds of rests on Lafont now. The fans, as you can imagine, are pretty nervous. I'm pretty nervous. And I'm hopefully going to save it. And Lafont will save it and send Tottenham into the final. I was not expecting a penalty shootout there, if I'm being 100% honest. I am very angry at the defensive performance we showed in that match. But, given it, we are through to the final. The boys win the penalty shootout. Lafont with some massive saves there, but we had 16 shots to Reading's 4, and they scored 3 of them. Not good enough, and as expected, it will be Manchester City at Wembley in the final. That kind of performance, though, I'm slowly contemplating another centre-back. Now, we've got a couple of scout reports back. EDK looks decent. and doesn't look super expensive. Patterson Daka looks good, but without that dynamic potential. I mean, we got Patterson Daka to be unbelievable in that Leicester series after I got sacked by Tottenham. I'm not sure he's a Harry Kane or Son replacement here in this side, unfortunately. We head back to the league then with this Premiership game against Fulham. This is going to be the starting 11. Richarlison, Son, Maddison. Bear in mind, we do have some tired legs. Destiny, Kulusevski, Oliver Skip and Højbjerg will partnership the centre of the midfield. Then Lay, Simakan and Tanganga for this one. Lloris back in goal. Fulham are doing really well in real life, so there is no saying that they can't have a good performance in this one. But I am expecting the 3 points, but that Reading game did not give me any confidence. Now, interestingly, Fulham do have a decent striker up top in Myron Boadu. Like, he could be someone potentially that we look at. The ex-Dutch Wonderkid could be a potential signing. I don't know how much he'll grow on this year's game. It's been a while since I used him. He used to grow really well. Andreas Pereira now coming forward. This is a very bright start by Fulham. Haidara absolutely did me. Andreas Pereira to Haidara. Need to be a little bit tighter. My defense since playing FIFA today has not been great. And Boadu scores instantly. We're 5 minutes into the match. And they're already making us look like idiots. We really struggled defensively against Reading. It looks like we might struggle defensively here against Fulham. So we're going to need our shooting boots in this one. That was extremely reckless. Is that a red card situation? He's not even going to get a booking for this. That is ridiculous. Well, I'm really surprised that the card did not come out then, if I'm being honest with you. I thought that would have definitely been a card. We'll play that one out to Kulusevski. Great touch. Ball into Højbjerg. He's found Maddison. Maddison's been so dangerous so far this season. Destiny in the box doing really well there. Oliver Skip now. Can I just find a way through? Højbjerg. That's Kulusevski. He will whip that one across to Maddison. And just like that, it's going to be 1-1. That was horrendous defending from Fulham. But we don't care. And James Maddison equalises. Back on an even playing field. Just like that. Can we defend a little bit better now? The last time Fulham had possession, they went straight up the pitch and scored. We had a few good corners in the last match. See if we can have a decent one here to Richarlison. Oh, that's in the back of the net. That is massive for him. He hasn't had the same level of goal scoring this season, but we really need to win this game. And 2-1 now the scoreline. But we continue in this as well. I didn't think he was going to be able to generate the power because he was on the back foot. But he wins it. The goalkeeper, he's done an awful job. It was straight at him. High scoring games is what we're back to again, though, by the looks of it. I'm struggling to defend. I'm not struggling to score. Maddison. Finds Kulusevski. Inside there to Richarlison. Richarlison now is going to try and find Son. Nice position. I fancy Heung-min Son to score. Oh, what a great save from Gazaniga. McCann. Is that one out? Destiny. Finds Maddison. Back across to Oliver Skip now. Oh, another great save. Goalkeeper is on absolute fire right now. I cannot find a way through. Richarlison. Guaranteed goal if he wins that. Kulusevski now. Really dangerous position for him. He's done fantastically. He's going to find Richarlison. He went for the spectacular. Do not blame him. Again, Gazaniga was there. And Gazaniga firmly kept them in the game that first half. I really want a third because I know at any moment a mistake could be made. And that leaves us in just a really poor position. Because right now, a draw is not what we need. We're pushing to stay in the top 4 fight. And this league table is extremely close. Simakan now. Oh, what a ball that is to Son. And then Son's done brilliantly to get that to Destiny. Good footwork from Destiny. We'll play that one in. Richarlison can turn. It's a Diop was there, though. Oh, they've given it back away into Heung-min Son now. And that's another great save. Seeing the goalkeeper's massively improved, which is good to see. And then they get that into Tanganga. He got clattered. I thought he was going to be injured there. Lenley now. Why not? Never going to score, Rayleigh, is he, in that position? Oh, that's a poor ball out. Son. Oh, I just couldn't find the pass. Let's see if Fulham could do anything with this free kick. At the current moment in time, he wouldn't let me check. Oh, my God. I was stuck. I was literally stuck as Son. Just wouldn't let me change at all. That is infuriating to concede that way. It's a brilliant finish from Reed, but he just wouldn't let me swap player. I was tapping the button. It just wouldn't let me swap. He should never be conceding that. Double sub then. Richarlison off for Lucas Moura. We're also going to bring off Oliver Skip now for Lascelles, so hopefully a little bit more creativity. The fact that we've struggled to find the back of the net in this second half has not escaped me. I do feel like, as I said, we need the third. and we haven't been able to get it. We'll find Lucas Moura and Kulusevski. It's just, there's nobody with him. Kulusevski, it's a rough angle for him, but Kulusevski can score from those rough angles. He's a very good player, and he's going to make it 3-2. This time around, we got a 3-2 that's working in my favor. I like to see that. I was worried because the angle is really tight, but what a finish. I've given it away. Destiny. Oh, he's found James Maddison. This really would finish off the game, and James Maddison will finish off the game. It's going to be 4-2, and 2 goals basically back-to-back after Fulham give the football away. And that is a massive moment for us, and we can kind of rest easy now in the knowledge that the 3 points are coming back home to Tottenham. Edwards won that back. Lucas Moura. Oh, he's found Son. Son done unbelievable. That was so reckless. I think it's a Diop. Please get up, Son. Son gets injured, considering the season he is having. That could be devastating. Does look like he's going to be all right, though, as he stands up to take the free kick. What kind of revenge would this be if I managed to score this? That would be unbelievable revenge, but they're very difficult to generate the power from that position. As the final whistle, then, is going to be a 4-2 victory in the end. That was hard fought. Fulham did not make that easy. Them scoring so early on in this game was frustrating. I just really struggled to defend against them. I get 2 shots. They're super clinical, the AI, at the minute. And the goalkeepers are extremely good. I do feel like we're at a point where I'm going to have to play with the sliders yet again. I feel every single time I have like 3 or 4 days away from the game because I'm busy with work. I come back and the sliders need changing again. Lo Celso, 33 million for the Celso, but I'm going to keep him for this season. He's been decent when we've had him in the team. We are all the way up to deadline day now, and that means we have to make our decision. I think my decision is that we're going to go for someone who could play cam. We're not going to try and sign a right mid, although I do like the idea of Jeremy Pino. I'm just not sure how long he's been at Leverkusen, so that's what's putting me off him. I really like the idea of Cody Gakpo, but the fact that they won't deal with anything other than 113 million just kind of puts him out of our price range. And considering Kavicha has been recommended so much, you guys really want to see him. That is the transfer we're going to try and make. He must have a ton of potential, though. To be valued at what he is, he has to have a lot of potential. And if they will sell him for 40 million, I would be over the moon, and they will. Now, the contract doesn't really matter in terms of how much it's going to cost, because just as a club, we've got a lot of money right now. I wouldn't mind it costing loads. I would love it if he'd take rotation, but I've got a feeling he won't. Okay, he will actually take rotation. Imagine spending that much on a rotation player. We'll accept 3 years for now, because he's probably going to have his eye on other things in terms of career. I do like the idea of giving him a release clause, because at this stage, I'm sure you would see Tottenham as a stepping stone. Let's try and go for 120 million. 90. We're going to deny it. You know how I play the game. If a good deal comes in for a player, and I think it's from a team they would go to, I accept it anyway. Release clauses really don't matter that much. I'm going to give him a pay rise for joining Tottenham, so we're going to go up to 60,000, and I'm going to give him like 700k sign-on. Expecting him to accept that. He probably would have accepted less, but I think making the move to a Premiership club, we should be giving him more money. And we actually managed to get an A. It's been a while since we've got an A for transfers. Fantastic job. 40 million. Asking price was 51.5. Okay, I'll take that. I do think that will probably be all the business I want to get done. Pretty happy now that this squad should be able to do the job. Now, I'm going to give you guys input, but for now, I am going to change his development plan. I'm going to be to Cam. It'll take 2 weeks, but he could maybe play striker. Centre forward is more realistic in the long term, because 112 weeks is just strange. The fact that he can play centre forward and not striker, it's just really weird, EA. Just really is weird, but we're going to retrain him to be Cam for now. We need to improve his shooting, pace, dribbling, passing needs to improve as well for the style of football we play. He's one for the future. 22, he's got something special. Hopefully, he'll just grow. Now, apart from that, I'm not really expecting anyone to leave the club, so I do think our business will basically be done. Man United want him and give us Scott McNo, please. Rejecting that one all day long. I'm just going to chuck this out there again. I do love the transfer room a bit. I'm hoping that can be expanded on in years to come, but I really do like that. It would still be nice to be able to go through the individual club, if I'm honest, and see the transfers. Again, maybe that's something they improve. Aston Villa, 41 million for Højbjerg. No, thank you. Højbjerg's been really good for us. I'd never really want to see him go. He is such a good servant for the club. He's such a hard worker in that midfield. I don't see any reason why we'd let him leave. It'd have to be a massive bid. Really. Barcelona going in for Gerard Braithwaite. Okay, Højbjerg again. Leverkusen this time. It's got to be a Real Madrid for me to let him go. That kind of club. Loan offer for Skip, and was actually going to let him go out on loan, but Illich has gone out on loan. Skip started playing more games recently, so I'm going to reject it. I'm going to give him the opportunity where we can to get game time. Now, what's interesting is the transfer rumors here. Julian Alvarez was someone who was recommended quite heavily. In my mind, just did not seem realistic. He's maybe moving to Inter Milan. They are top of Serie A, but I would be more likely to sign him from Inter Milan as the years go on than Man City. Transfer offer here from PSG for Tanganga. It's not where I would want it to be, so I'm not even going to entertain this. But in the future, if a bigger bid came in, we would have to think about that. I'm not going to entertain 28 million. It's not enough for a starting centre-back, an English starting centre-back as well. It does look like that is going to be deadline day for us. There's going to be nothing else. RB Leipzig have spent some of the money that we've given them on Milinkovic-Savic. That is unbelievable. And Musalin now plays for Chelsea. So big deals there that impact this league. Of course, will change how the outlook of the league goes. Currently, we're top. We do play Manchester City now, though. The transfer offers for Tanganga just aren't stopping. This 34 million one is better. I still feel like it should be more like 45, maybe even 50. He's not having the greatest of seasons, though, so it does make sense. I will try and squeeze 3 games into this episode, though, so it might be a little bit longer, but I feel like with just a 1 transfer deal, we can fit in this extra game. Now, they don't get too much bigger than Man City. They have a full-strength lineup out. This is not going to be easy. I think if we drop points in any of the played games, this is the kind of game we are going to drop points in. Son and Kane up top, Maddison in behind, Kane as the captain. Now, we do have the new man on the bench. He will probably come on. We're going to do some lessons and learn how to say his name, but this is not the episode for that. I'm going with Højbjerg and Basuma because they're both defensively sound, and we're going to need that. Gehi, Romero, and Tanganga. Gehi is slowly becoming a starting centre-back in the team. I'm really enjoying using him. Do have home advantage, though, against Manchester City, so you expect a good fight from us. I'm just worried that if Fulham and Reading are tearing me apart on the attack, then what are Manchester City and Erling Haaland going to do to me? Romero will be tasked with marking Erling Haaland today, and hopefully he's up to the job. Well, in Yves Bissouma, I mentioned him. He's been so good. Is Heung-min Son on side here? I actually think he is. Heung-min Son, greatest season so far of his career. And what a save that is. That was a big moment. I maybe made the angle a little bit too tight for myself there. Højbjerg into Son. Son into Maddison. Oh, this has opened up nicely. And Harry Kane in this position, I fancy him. Oh, what a save from Ederson. Early signs that we look like the better team as Romero there deals with the danger again. From experience of playing the bigger sides, you really need to press them, or you're not going to get anywhere. Go on, Højbjerg. Take a Manchester City corner. They're going to play it short, which has worked in the past for AI against me, especially if we've got good dribblers. But Sessegnon, no playing around there. And will play it off at De Bruyne for a goal kick. I need to play this into here. I think Maddison's the correct option. I'm going to find Son. That's a great position for Son, and he's just been unbelievable this season. And we are kind of on the march for the title at the moment. And the kind of form that we are showing is a title-winning team's form. I mean, hopefully we don't choke at some point, but this was just good play. Harry Kane takes the defenders out of play, and then Heung-min Son slots that home perfectly. So much power on it as well. 20 goals in 23 matches this season. I think everyone would just scream out for Son to have this kind of match and this kind of form in a season, and he deserves it more than anyone. Wasn't the cleanest of first halves, but in terms of the back line, we've defended fantastically, and we've got the goal we need. This would be nice if we could have this game not be so high scoring. I have tweaked the sliders again, and hopefully that does work to stop the games being as high scoring. But so far, we've nullified Manchester City and Erling Haaland. He's barely touched the football. Son then, in behind to Kulusevski. Scored that worldie in the last game. Is he going to do it again? He's not. Ederson, Solly, Sessegnon. Easy peasy, just like that. Straight at the start of the second half. That is not what Manchester City will want to see. But Tottenham Hotspur are marching, potentially, to a Premier League trophy right now. We get a little bit lucky with a bounce off of Ederson. Lands straight to Sessegnon and he can tap it home. Maldo now finds Grealish. I don't like the way they're moving the football now. And again, Romero up against Haaland has done so well this time round. Not so well. And Erling Haaland, you can't give him any level of opportunity. That second goal now is looking massively important. Now I'm going to make a sub though, because I want to see what this Georgian is all about. He's going to come on the pitch at Cam. Let's just see how he can do on his debut. Maddison's looked good as well, though. Let's just point that out. I'm really enjoying Maddison this year. Didn't last year, this season. Because of his control, he's been brilliant. Unfortunately, for our new transfer, not touched a football yet. That's the first time he's touched a ball since coming on the pitch because, well, we've just not had it. We've just not had the opportunities. This could be good play now, though. Son, that's a great ball into him. He could win the game. He just couldn't get much behind that in terms of power. Maybe a shirt number needs to be decided as well for Kavicka. We need the shirt number that you guys desire. I don't really want to take any of the main players' shirt numbers off them right now, though. Heung-min Son is in a great position, and that was a fantastic pass. Good touch by Son. Good save by Ederson. Oh, we've been so lucky in this one with the rebounds. And you've played FIFA before. You know that getting rebounds going your way is very rare. We've been super lucky. Harry Kane slots that one home, and it's 3-1. I think that might be the game over. Højbjerg. Oh, that's poor from Romero. It's so 50-50 this second half of the season, but I can't forget how good he was in the first half. And that is unbelievable defending, and nearly unbelievable defending again as Neves puts that one beyond the post. That'll be his last act as he's coming off for Yuri Tielemans now. Manchester City's team is stacked, and that's where we need to get our squad if we are to start winning anything. Look at how tight they are to me. I can't get any freedom. Heung-min Son now, he's going to have no freedom, and he's such a good dribbler, and that's such a good pass. And now there's actually space out wide for Harry Kane to make it 4-1. Manchester City have plotted their own downfall. Harry Kane doesn't miss in those positions. And we are running rampant here against Manchester City. I cannot believe it. It's a great ball in from Oliver Skip, but an even better finish from Harry Kane. No chance for Ederson. And they've had their opportunities this second half, Man City. And luckily for us, we've managed to find the space we needed right when we needed it. Might be one of the greatest seasons ever for a strike partnership. And Heung-min Son and Harry Kane, it would not surprise me. They've both been unbelievable in terms of assists and goals this season. They're unplayable. I am still worried about replacing them. That will be the big task as this series goes on, to be honest. Without them on the pitch, we don't do that well this season. Are you kidding me? They're giving me this much. Oh my God. He's going to run all the way through. And I think he's going to run all the way through to score his first goal. He's not. It's going to stay 4-1. The full-time whistle is imminent. And I can't believe he's not got his first goal on his debut. I'm going to bet any money that that was going in the back of the net. This could go in the back of the net from Harry Kane. He gets his head on it. But that will be the full-time whistle. And a huge victory in the Premier League title race. It was nowhere near as easy as the scoreline suggests, but we are top of the league and top by 3 points. Tottenham sit top, Newcastle behind us, and Manchester City. Liverpool dropping off, Arsenal, Aston Villa, Manchester United. They're all dropping off a little bit now. We're having an unbelievable year. There is no doubt in my mind. This is the best outcome we could have had for the second season. But that's going to be it for this episode. And now, I mentioned how difficult February was with Manchester City. Now, we have been blessed because the Liverpool game has been rearranged to the 27th. But we've also not been blessed because we have Atletico Madrid twice in this month, Man United. We also have Manchester City again in the cup final. I'm going to spend a bit of time tweaking the sliders again because I feel like we got them to a really good point and then I don't know what's happened. So we will do that. I always try and do that and endeavour. But I am enjoying where we're at the moment. I'm enjoying the transfer we've made, and I am really enjoying this squad. We have 2 90-rated players up top and several 85-rated players in the team. This is a very strong squad. But that is going to be it for this episode, boys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know how you feel about the January transfer window. I feel like we kept it as realistic as possible and made quite realistic signings. I appreciate you all. Smash the like button, hit the sub button, and I will see you for what is set to be a crazy next episode.